Bwahahahahaha. My name is Amy2 and welcome back to Synth. I have been skimping out on making videos, but I'm back now, at least for this week. Amy2's cooking was so bad she accidentally made a radioactive sandwich. When Amy3 went to open the nuclear radiation door, she turned into Amy2 again. As she fell on the ground, she turned into an extremely tall and fat Amy2. Amy1 being 5'11". Amy2 and her friend, Amy3, are currently stuck in a video store, and they have to go through 90% of the video collection before the video store closes down. Upon reviewing the video collection, Amy2 said, "It's time to go. Our only chance is to go through the best of the worst." What now? Amy2 and Amy3 start in on the video collection and find a film called The Hateful 10,000 and 11,000 Pound Gluttonous Blobs of Death. They take the film and watch it, and the two of them love it. As the video goes on, Amy2 and Amy3 watch another film called The Tasteless Teenagers Go to Hell. They watch it, and the two of them think they are a group of losers. Amy2 starts to wish that the two of them go to hell, but Amy3 tells her that they must go to heaven. What is this? Amy2 is about to say this, but realizes that he has gone crazy and begins running away in panic. Amy3 arrives to help, but after the pair runs off, they make peace both in heaven. Amy2 is thrown out of heaven and calls for backup from the other afterlives. What now? Some of them know that they need them since the two of them lost their lives on Earth. In the first Lost movie, Amy2 is seen helping a sick couple move into an apartment building. They are shocked to find their property, which they have just left in Hawk, was strewn about the place. Amy2 just smiles, shakes the poor couple's hand, and assures them that it'll get better. The property is nice, and there's no need to take any risk with the ... Amy2's cooking was so bad, she accidentally made a radioactive sandwich. No, wait! She accidentally made a moussaka sandwich. What is that? Moussaka sandwiches. Okay, interesting. And then the mob went nuts because they figured the sandwich had been made with cat meat, which is their euphemism for anything they don't know how to cook and or eat. What? So Amy2 comes up with a brilliant solution. Kill the cat! And off she goes to do that. When Amy finds the cat, she dumps it into the sewer and calls the cops. They follow the scent down the sewer and find a bikinied Amy with a shovel. Then, boom! She pours a bunch of gasoline down the side of the hole and throws in the cat. Then she... Then she pulls up the top. So the cops dig in. The cat climbs out of the hole and says, "What the hell?" The cops pull out the cat, slap handcuffs on her, and arrest her. Meanwhile, two Dachshunds are hanging out in the sewer. Both are disappointed in what they've seen. No, not the cat, not that cat. Bad dog, bad dog. Laughing Dachshund. Your cat is a fine cat. Your cat must be a free spirit. Congratulations on your win of 21 lifetime supply coupons. They write on her shaggy white fur. What? The two Dachshunds leave the sewer looking for the cat in the hopes of catching it and eating it. Well then, keep an eye out for another cat, because this is now your second victory. Another miracle for the good guys. So keep an eye out for another cat. It must be a good cat, and it must be a free spirit. The freelance cat whisperer finally finds the cat. The freelance cat whisperer. But when she's about to kill it, she falls into a hole and she doesn't die. But then suddenly she is shown in What in the world was that? Moon was in the forest looking for a mushroom that looked like an onion. She saw some mushrooms that looked like onions, but not like the mushrooms she knew. She ate them anyway. "Thank you," Moon said. "I feel much better." She felt dizzy and her vision blurred. "Now I must find another mushroom," Moon said, and she started to walk away. "Moon!" someone called. "Moon!" Moon turned around. It was the green cat. "Have you found the mushroom?" he asked. "It has come and gone," Moon said. "I am feeling much better." "Please tell me where the mushroom is," the green cat said. Moon hesitated. She was surprised to learn that she liked the green cat, but he was not a friend. "It's not fair," Moon said. "I've seen many mushrooms here," the green cat said, "but I've never seen one that looks like an onion." "Do you know what that is?" Moon asked. "I haven't the slightest idea," the green cat said. "Tell me about it," Moon said. "I think it is a plant I have seen before." "Well, it can't be both a mushroom and a plant." The green cat said, "I had it before." Moon walked forward. "How much longer do I have to look?" she asked. "I think I'm done," the green cat said. Moon looked around. No one could have been more surprised than she. "This is incredible," she exclaimed. "I never expected to see a mushroom that looked like an onion. Never expected it at all." "Then why were you looking for one?" "Why is that?" the green cat asked. "I am like you. I am one on the outside looking in," Moon explained. What is this? "We just wish we could see the other side, but as we grow older, we want to be on the inside." What? Moon was in the forest looking for a mushroom that looked like an onion, when she found a trap door that led down into the basement of the treehouse. Why does the treehouse have a basement? She decided to go down and have a look at it, and she found a tunnel with lots of glowing muck on it. So she felt like the tunnel was getting farther down. Moon found a spot at the end of the tunnel where she could go in, and she found that there was a strange creature in there. She went up to it, and it looked just like a horse, except it was on its back instead of on its feet. Moon decided to try to tame it. And she rode it down the tunnel. After that, she took it out into the city, where she told people what it was. Can you tell them what it is when you don't even know? And that there was a cure for the mushroom madness. People went to the city to find the cure, but she was caught by the mushroom men. When Moon and the mushroom man fought, the mushroom was split into two halves and put back together. "To Moon, I say, to my friends, I say," the mushroom men tried to kill Moon again, but were stopped by a new knight, who gave the mushroom man's teddy bear as a weapon. The mushroom man's wife happened to be named Clara, and she used a magic wand to take control of the mushroom men. What is this? Moon's Castle edit. Moon and Clara reunited the mushroom men, and the group rode off. Clara told Moon's lover that her husband and Clara told Moon's lover that her husband and daughter were dead, and they all went to Moonlight. Moon's Castle aftermath edit. You've been a part of a good dream, amigo. But we need the moon to relight the blue. We're all it was good for. They're only supposed to make good dreams. Merry Christmas! Go chug the rest of your potion already so I can blow you up. What? I ain't had any fun in far too long. This place had no effect on me. I made this job my own long before I met good friends. Look, Clara, as Captain Moon's lover, finally admits that she fell in love with Captain Moon before she saved the Mushroom Men. Moon states, "Shh! There's no reason to ask why. Doodah." All is normal again, as the three eventually fall asleep side by side in Moon's castle, cuddling each other. However, Moon's not the greatest and best companion. He gets shot in the head by the explosion and leaves Clara at the end with her saying, "Dum takag." What? Personality edit. Main articles. Team Fortress's depictions and personality lists Captain Moon as fairly friendly, happy, witty, optimistic, and outgoing. He's incredibly excited and lively and appears to have found the perfect position for amusement and most delicious ... Sletter tried to make lemon-flavored beer but accidentally made vodka. A real vodka. The story goes that he, along with a few buddies, decided to drink it. Sletter was seen as an oddball at the time. He got so drunk he thought he was an old woman. With black bags under his eyes and a permanent red nose. He was taken to the local police station, where he was booked for being drunk and disorderly. He spent an awful night in jail, but thankfully he was freed when they couldn't find the vodka. They gave him a ticket for disorderly conduct and told him to stay out of trouble. That was more than Sletter could ever say, Sletter ever had to say. Sletter wasn't a drinking man, he was a drinker with passion. His brother Ed took the bottle at a young age. At a certain point, Ed decided he wasn't getting anywhere by drinking alone. One evening he came home drunk and told his mother that he was going to quit drinking. Well, we all know that that never happens. Her reaction was devastating. Not to mention the fact that Ed was a young guy running out of money. In an effort to solve his problem, they decided to invest his life savings in a bottle and... Wait, what? And Sletter turned into a very successful businessman. How? He realized in his mid-40s that he had to shut down his first business because he was running out of money. Well, he's not very successful then, is he? He wasn't stopping. He didn't mind working from home because it paid the bills better and he felt more calm. He also loved his company, as it wasn't like a law firm. The guys at Sentry were experts at what they did. They knew what had worked and what didn't. Sletter's business success was no accident. He knew about it by trial and error. Every time the business expanded, they were forced to borrow money from his family, and again, not very successful, is he? And sister to pay for advertising, the startup costs, the marketing, and the business expenses that he felt he needed. What is this? Sletter accidentally grew glowing potatoes on her new planet. An accident involving radioactive fallout kept the potatoes from taking root, and the radiation is still lingering. Sletter had always been a bit of a loose cannon, but something about all this, she felt an unusual sense of responsibility for these potatoes. That she was their mother. What now? Sletter knew that she was to be tested for radiation poisoning. If she were to test positive, it would be a lot easier for the radiation to catch up with her and any eggs that she... What the freaking hell? She went to see the captain, who gave her some help. She was to be transformed into a vegetable. Well then. The radiation made it seem like she had been gone forever, and that would hide her from the radiation and prevent it from catching up with her. The potatoes grew into a farm that was used to raise vegetables. Even as she herself grew, Slater felt a deep sense of responsibility for her potatoes. What is this? She wished that she had never been born. She hadn't grown them, but that they never deserved to live, but that she still had to live, to earn a living, her honor. Suddenly, on the news, came the news of a large explosion on a giant deep-sea ship in several other worlds. It turned out to be a nuclear rocket launched by one of Slater's father's friends. The explosion was so powerful that it temporarily flattened almost half of Slater's world, where the potato plant was. The Earth's atmosphere started turning reddish and intense, and the world turned black. The only thing that survived was the potato plant, and an unknown nuclear fallout from which the potatoes had grown. Slater continued to keep the potatoes alive. By keeping them alive, becoming a hybrid potato. That was the second surviving potato on Earth, and had been planted into the world that the potato plants had chosen to remain. What is this? The whole of Earth went black for many days, with the planet's environment almost completely ruined. The radiation was so potent that everything was gone except for the potatoes. And then the potatoes took over. They became the new world. Slater and her planet, the potatoes that she had become. What is this? That she'd been driven to survive for all the nights until this day, the new green world. 5. The Stone Giver. Suddenly, the earth started to glow green again. The blackness had slowly turned into green and then white. As the green overtook the atmosphere, its effect was more prominent and bright. The potato plant became one of the proudest new vegetables in the new world. They were an elite new race that took over the planet. In the name of growth and development, they thought that they had achieved immortality, but they... What is this? That they had conquered the cosmos, but they were not immortal, nor had they conquered the cosmos. They were all the victims of their own green blindness. The green color in its green self was caused by a cellular damage that turned it off the wavelengths that the copper in the world absorbed. What? Now the surface of the potato has an invisible film of green, which has the same effect on all substances that absorb electromagnetic waves, from black light to radio waves to ultraviolet light. 6. The Olympics. The elite had been slow to recognize that the difference between them and the potato had been their culture. The potatoes had been a radical and violent culture, fighting each other and with the potato people of the sphere. The potatoes had an instinct for self-defense, that they were totally resistant to aggression. The elites had never been able to fully appreciate the danger of their culture. The athletes had been part of the Olympic organizers' vision of a new future, and they were going to win the Olympics. They were going to save the world from the evils of the potato. And then the riots broke out. What in the world was that? Big Boy, Buddy, and Gladia found a crate of glowing green potatoes in the hold of their spaceship, and took them for a snack. But just as they were trying to devour them, a light bulb shattered above their heads, and the potato crate vanished. In his panic, Buddy accidentally let out a huge blast of light energy and burned a huge hole in the ship's floor. Though he was unable to plug it up, the ship kept flying. Well, yeah, it's in space. Suddenly, the ship found itself rushing toward a giant asteroid that was flying through space. The asteroid's name was Woz, and its owner was a massive red creature known as the Wozd. Wozd owner was no longer there. He had sent his flying ship to be recycled, and Wozd was flying alone in the universe. Big Boy and Buddy ran out of their spaceship, as did Gladia. They ran toward Wozd to say hello. Wozd ignored their greetings. Instead, he looked them over, put them on his mind, and went to look for the new ship to be recycled. And on his way to find them, Buddy noticed the strange light blue spots of energy flying through the sky. When Wozd first found the new ship, Gladia jumped in front of Wozd, holding him in place. Gladia said, "We'll wait." The new spaceship could take them to the higher level of consciousness. What now? And when Wozd reached the surface, Gladia was right by his side. When Wozd landed, Gladia agreed to him and said, "We'll fly with you in my spaceship." They all headed toward the new spaceship, where Buddy told Wozd to go to sleep. But Wozd snapped at Buddy to just watch. When he got to the front door, he realized that there was no door in the ship, only strange eyes. He opened the door with the... I thought there was no door. With the front side of the ship, and Buddy and Gladia followed. Big Boy, Buddy, and Gladia found a crate of preserved Soviet potatoes in the hold of their spaceship. When they were aboard the mothership, the crew tried to eat them, but they tasted so bad, even Chibi thought they were toxic. Then they took them back to their spaceship and stored them for a while. Then they ate them. The crew felt like such big pigs. What now? And then some birds came along and stole some of them. Then a squirrel ate some of the spoil. So the mothership was sick, and Chibi was trying to find out why. It was so good, so they decided to go back. But first they needed a doctor. So they went to the surface. They found an old man who had all sorts of medical equipment. Then they asked the doctor for his help. He told them they had to eat some of the stinking food that was lying around, because if they didn't, they'd get sick. I think they'd get sick anyway. It was the same story, but not so clear as before. So Chibi ate. And then Buddy and Gladia joined him. They took the medicine they came for, I guess. Then, you guess, okay. Then began to eat. There was so much food, they gobbled it all right off in 5 minutes. When the other gorillas got hungry. Other gorillas? You mean these guys are gorillas? They put their barrels where they could smell it better. And then took some of it up into the sky. As they put their barrels up into the sky, they added what's left behind. So the stuff they left for Chibi was really good, and they gobbled it down pretty quick too. They were trying for a nap, they told each other, but they still hadn't gotten their nap when the Space Boys woke up. They found it pretty odd because they didn't act like gorillas used to. If you look at Sideshow Bob, are you kidding me, The Simpsons? Talking to Beverly, he keeps shrugging his shoulders and head but to one side. He always lifts his eyebrow up. Also, when they eat, the sky doesn't move. So they have to stand up to eat. Now these gorillas have been space monsters in the movie, and Sideshow Bob was the sensational scurvy slice. What? And was wearing the special Dr. Hook and Mr. Skekengly star sunglasses that Mr. Green showed him. And even though he liked these gorillas, he thought it was funny that they had a different way of doing things. So he started teasing them, saying, "Cuckoo, cuckoo," at them. Then they said, "We don't like your jokes, little man, or your ideas, or your suggestions." So Sideshow Bob said, "Come on, gorilla. It's just too bad I've got an eggmobile. Or we could have you in there right now. They didn't say anything but began to run toward the pile of food. Then Sideshow Bob figured this was a good chance, and was as good a chance as any to kill off these gorillas. So he broke into a car, ... But anyway, I'm going to have to end this video here. If you liked it, please subscribe. I've got a whole massive series about stuff like this. So if you like that, go check that out. But anyway, like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.